Can you tell me the difference between abstract class and interface?
Yeah, sure. So in interfaces, all in the interface, all the methods inside the interface are abstract. Whereas in the abstract class, like if any one of the method is abstract, then it is an abstract class. But that is the interfaces definition is before Java 7, before Java 8. That is the definition. But after Java 8, they have also introduced static and default method to be present in interfaces.
Okay.
Mhm.
Fine. Do you know the difference between list and set?
List and set, yeah. So list is basically it's a continuous memory wherever
Mhm.
it actually also allow duplicate one, but set do not allow the duplicate values to be present in any of the data structure you have used. Then
Okay.
um, uh, for the yeah, so in the list you can have also the null value, but in some of the implementation of set you can have one or no null values present. And
Mhm.
apart from that, when we talked about the memory, so definitely it's a continuous memory segment for the list. But I'm not very sure about how the set allocates its memory, but I'm guessing like it may be on the heap. Maybe do not have any different memory stack altogether. I'm not very sure about it, but yeah, these are the one these are the these are the difference which I actually remember. But yeah, these are the one. They are actually also there, but I don't remember exactly now. Yeah.
Okay. Means uh, list contains duplicate element, set contains unique element. So
Yeah.
if you add another duplicate element in set, so
Hmm.
it will give the error or it will
No, it will not give
add
you
it.
the
Okay. Do you know internal working of HashSet?
internal working of HashSet.
Yes.
Internal working of HashSet. Yeah, basically, whenever we try to add any particular element in the asset, so suppose every time we add an element, so it gave us a boolean value. So true. If suppose we try to add another duplicate element, so it returns out false. And mm, apart from that, I don't know exactly, because in my all the project we have very little use of those set implementation classes. But yeah, I think this is the only thing I know. I will definitely look out for the other differences. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, very good question.
Okay. Do you know the difference between HashMap and concurrent HashMap? The exact difference.
Yeah, sure. So HashMap is not thread safe, whereas concurrent HashMap is thread safe. And yeah,
Okay.
this is the basic why the introduction of the concurrent HashMap comes into picture.
Okay. Thread shape means, do you have any idea means why we said it thread shapes?
Yeah, sure, sure. So this basically, when we talked about the multi-threaded environment, so suppose while you working on the on the map, so it basically if while iterating it through the element, so suppose if the two threads are working on the same, then if if the other thread changes the value of one of the elements, so it gives out the exception of concurrent modification exception. But when it comes to the concurrent hash map, so while writing So actually, while writing out any of the if the code logics looks if the code logic is written in that way, because in the concurrent hash map it actually locks out when there is a write operation, but it does not locks out when there is a read operation. So suppose if there is a write operation and two threads are working on the same component, so it does not allow the two threads to work on the same bucket. Suppose let's say I am working on second bucket, so initially the size of the bucket is 0 to 15, so size of 16 basically. So suppose I'm working on the third bucket, so it does not allow the write operation on the third bucket, so it actually locks out all the buckets, so don't know only one thread who's currently executing will work. And once the execution of those of the particular bucket of the particular thread is done, then only the next thread will do its write operation. But read operation can be enabled in that.
Okay. Can you tell me the difference between runnable and callable interface?
So basically, in the runnable interfaces, you have the run method, which do not have the return type in the signature of the run method. But when you call this when you use the callable method, so you have the you have the privileges to have the to have the method which returns you have the submit method which returns which have a return type. So it is very much easy when you're working on multiple thread pools. So it is very easy for if some of the threads are returning something, then you can proceed with the execution by using the feature object as well.
Okay. Can you ever create the thread using callable interface?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know the what is that future object we have used in that
Feature.
future object
Future object,
which we
yeah.
have?
So basically, suppose you have a you have a code base where you have the you have the execution of the threads running for you have a thread pool basically. Suppose let's say you have a thread pool of 10 thread. Okay, now future is one of those one of those things where you can give out where you can give a particular task. Once that particular thread stop executing in the current code with which is running, so then you can execute that particular task and give it to the future. So it actually stores what is, because future is uses a predicate to do that. So it basically uses like what are the basically what are the feature operations that particular thread in the thread pool needs to do uh, in yeah, basically. So basically that future object uses that particular thread uses that particular tool when the when the assigned task has been done. So in that case the
Okay.
future can be used.
Okay. Can you tell me what is serialization?
What is
Serialization.
serialization? Yeah, serialization is one of the way through which we can store the state of an object by writing into the bytestream and saving it across the file, and also the database you can save it. But yeah, so this is the basics of it, and you can also deserialize to use it afterward whenever you require it. So it's same as you have any state, and suppose you're working on one day, you save the state and you start working on the different day with the same state. So this is the basics of the serialization.
Can you tell me what is a singleton design pattern?
Singleton design pattern is basically a design pattern which tells you which actually creates only one instances in the lifetime of that particular class. So for example, you design a singleton object, so every time you create a particular object, you get the same reference out of it.
Okay. And can we serialize the singleton object?
Can we serialize a singleton object? Um,
Yes.
can we serialize a singleton object? Okay. Since it is in state, I think we can. Since it's already in the same state, I think there is no need to there is no need to serialize that particular object, because anyway the state remains the same, because you have your members and you have the members and the behavior within the class which act exactly the same. If you're working on not specifically to Spring Boot, but specifically when we design a singleton class. So I think there is no need, but I'm not sure. Like we can do that. We can do the serialization for that. I think we
Okay.
can do, but I don't see any need of it.
Okay. So if you want to break the singleton design pattern, so which do you know which are the ways we can break that?
I actually know one of the ways. Like we can use the clone method, and
Mm-hmm.
other way would be other way. Other way. uh, I only know the one way actually. Build and
Okay,
deploy.
fine. You're working on Java, right?
Yeah, a bit. For 3 to 4 months. Yeah.
Java 8, can you tell me the intermittent and terminal operation for stream APIs?
Yeah, sure. So intermediate operation is one of the operation which is used in the string API. So it basically so the output of that intermediate operation is always string. And when you talk about the terminal operations, so they will so terminal operation is the one which actually gives the output to which gives the output in the format you want it to. So for example, it does not give the output as a string, but also it is used to terminate the string. So for example, for each is a terminal operation, whereas map, uh, flat map, and filter, these are the intermediate operations. And for each and collect, and yeah, these are the operations which are terminal operations. And also uh, yeah, intermediate operation also known as, I'm just going through the theory, like also they are known as lazy initializer. I'm not sure very, but I think they are also called as
That's fine. Do you know the string joiner in Java 8? Have you
spring
used string joiner?
StringJoiner.
Yes.
uh, can you spell out for me?
String joiner.
Joiner. String joiner or
Joiner.
stream joiner?
String.
String joiner.
STRING. Yes, yes.
I have not used it, neither know the theory, but I have seen somewhere. I have seen the other, actually. I'm looking out for the other people, but they have used it. I'm not sure very much how to use it, and what is the utility of it.
Fine.
Yeah,
Work on Spring Boot also, right?
yeah.
Yes, Spring Boot. Can you tell me how we can connect with the multiple databases in Spring Boot?
Multiple databases.
Yes. In Spring Boot.
Mm, like I'm very much sure about, like, if you can create different profiles, then you can use the
Mhm.
different databases. But in the same profile, I'm not very sure, because we haven't used different databases as per se. But I'm pretty much sure that if you are using a different profile, that definitely you have the leverage, you have the authority to use different databases as well, once you have it in the
Okay.
POM protection area, dependency on those.
And in Spring Boot, If you want to add the any other server,
Okay.
then how you can add it? How you can add it?
Yeah, you can, if you're using a Maven, so you can uh, you can go to the Maven repository, and you paste it out all the dependencies in the pom.xml. Then those jars will be automatically downloaded to your repository, and then you can use it.
Okay. Have you used Spring Actuator?
Yeah, not specifically, but for initial phase we have used it, like Spring Actuators basically give you the operational activities, give you the operational information about the application, like the health, what is the info, how many are the endpoints, and all those things. Uh,
Okay.
and Yeah, these are the basic of Actuator. We have not used it. I mean, we have used like the basic version of it, since we are in the development of it. So then we are actually moved to the different projects. Yeah, that's the only thing.
Okay. Can you tell me the difference between address controller and address rest controller annotation?
Yeah, sure. So address controller is actually, when we talked about the address less controller, so it also consists of the address controller as well as address response body. So while
Mhm.
using in the Spring Boot, and while you working on the Spring API, so you do not have to use both the annotation. You just go ahead with single annotation and give you context for the REST API at that Spring app at the REST controller. Sorry.
Okay. Fine. And databases which you are
I have worked on actually all three projects as on Oracle. So initial one is
Mhm.
11G, and now we are working with 12G, 12C. Sorry.
Okay.
Mhm.
Microservices you are working, right?
A bit of working. Yeah, I have worked a bit. Yeah.
How many months or years
Basically, I think 4 month means
for?
designing and all those things. Means designing the most of the work actually goes for designing the Spring Boot, and like
Mhm.
here and there work for the microservices as well. Like we have initially, actually there are three microservices we have used, so we are using the REST template for it, since they are all these are synchronous one. But eventually when we go up to five microservices, so we go up with the using a client server for the service discovery, and so that is the only part we have done.
Okay, fine. Can you tell me what is fault tolerance?
Fault tolerance is so why going to the definition is one of the ways through which you actually shift out all your processes to a different server, basically different services having the same capability. So suppose I'm working on one of the services, and now due to some reason, or for example due to uh, due to the undeployment segment within the microservices. So we have this pattern for the fault tolerance, which basically says, like, if this is one if this one of the instances is not reachable, then we go to the different, then it automatically tries out for the different segment of the same logic with the different segment, with the different for example, I have one process is having the three ports. For example, I'm simple taking an example. If one of the port goes down, so it will automatically redirect to a different port, but having the logic will be the same, because the port is just only for giving a more instances for that. So that's what I understand for the fault tolerance. So you are basically you are making the designing of the applications such like that. They are there's a verb like you should have a zero tolerance. You should have a zero fault tolerance. So basically, that means once the any of the service is down, then it does not impact the business as such. Like there should not be any downtime or something like that. So it automatically checks out for the different services with the same capabilities.
Suppose if you have 10 microservices,
Uh-huh.
and top 10, suppose 2 to 3 microservices are going down.
Okay.
So how you will identify it?
Um, how do I identify these which of the services are
Yes,
down, right?
yes, right.
I think we can find out those services um, by config server, or if any if if any of the services are written in the Spring Boot, then we can use the actuator for that matter, because it also checks out for the health, what is the health of it. So in the Eureka we can also get the get the status of every of the every of the microservices, like what is the health of it. But this is not the this is not the way through which we should be using that. Actually it is one of the way, but I don't remember exactly, but there should be some pattern. I don't recall exactly, but there should be some, there is some pattern which actually tells you like uh, I don't recall exactly the pattern, the design. I think the actuator, you can do it with actuator.
Okay, fine. Can you tell me, you work in a REST web services, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell me the difference between authentication and authorization?
Yeah, sure. So authentication is basically, authorizing a user whether the user is, whether the user is valid or not. But authorization is basically giving the access to a particular user. So, for example, if I'm an admin user, so I should have, I'm talking about the basic website, not in this regard with Spring Boot. So if I authorize, if I'm successful with the authorization, then sorry, if I'm successful with the authentication, then authorization is basically how many uh, component I have a control of. But if I'm a normal user, then the authorization is different for the normal user. Authentication remains the same.
Okay. And have you implement authentication in your current project? Means using Spring Security, you have
No, we
any
have
idea
not
how to
used.
implement?
Actually, we are in the contention of using the OAuth, but due to the bank constraint, we are not used it. So for all the rest AP, for the rest endpoints, we are actually they are pushing by the guidelines of the RBI. So they are making all the rest VPS or HTTPS. So actually, we are in the contention of using that OAuth and giving out the tokens for every request, but they have come up with HTTPS because of the RBI
Okay.
guidelines. Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me the difference between post and put method?
Yeah, sure. So post is basically to create a new resource, wherever a put method is used to update a resource. But you can use the put method for creating out the resource. But this is the definition which is giving out by the Royal Enfield, like if you are using this, then only the RESTful APIs are better off. Like put is used for updating the resource, and post it for creating a resource. And also when we talked about the post, so post is not idempotent, whereas put is idempotent. Basically it means like whenever I use a put, so basically it's a every time you repeat a resource, it is not going to impact the transactional manager. But whenever I use the post, so every time I repeat the same request, so it will create a new resource.
Okay. And can we use put method instead of post to create the new resource?
Yes, we
So
can.
does it work?
Yeah.
Okay. You use Oracle, right?
Yeah. I've yeah, 11G and 12C.
Okay. Can you tell me, suppose you have 10 records in the table,
Uh-huh.
and if you want to delete 10 or 20 or 15, any, you want to delete the alternate records from the table. So how
Alternate
you can
record from
write
the
it?
table.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 So okay, I don't have a okay. Okay, great. Alternate records. Mhm. Mm, uh, I'm not sure about it, but rather than I can use the ZOID and give it as in the where clause I can use uh, the case condition and say, sorry, in the not in the where clause, in the in the select clause I say case condition like not okay, sorry. Yeah, I guess by ZOID I can ZOID I definitely have a value, so I can divide it by 2. So then I can say in the where clause I can say where the reminder is 0, then delete it. So delete from table where ZOID divides mod of 2. So we can use the mod function and then we say by 2. And then if it is if the output is comes out to be 0, then we are going to delete it. That is the one of the way I think of uh, ZOID. And second one okay, okay, but I don't know the data. Okay.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, that is the only thing I know. But it will take some time actually for me to think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what is inner join?
Inner join, yeah, sure. So basically, inner join, it's talk about the intersection of the point, intersection of both the tables. Like you have table one, table two. So it talks about the intersection, means whatever the point is in common sense, is sorry, in the common section, then those records are come out.
Okay. And have you faced the SQL injection in your project previous? Do you know what is SQL injection?
Yeah, SQL injection is basically giving out the wrong input to get the authorization, and it is basically done as an a true and true condition. So basically, if I say if one equals to one, then and actually I'm remembering from the college time. So uh, maybe one equals to one, and you are defining something else, which basically is like if true is true, then actually this injection is working, and you surpasses that authentication factor.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
You have you working on AWS also?
I
You haven't
have
just
worked with for the couple of weeks in AWS Lambda, but that too in previous project.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
And, okay. Okay, in your previous experiences, have you faced any challenges or any difficulties, or you have solved it your own?
Yeah, yeah, sure. So,
Any
yeah, actually, I remember one
things?
of those things. Like, actually, we are working in IDBI Bank and working on the BPM solution. So, there's this problem came out for the DMS solution. So, DMS basically a document management system. So, they are having what the process I will tell you. So, once you suppose you are going to open the account, you go to the branch, you submit all the documents, right? So what they do is like the person who takes out the document is called the maker, right? So it actually pulls out all the details on the document and fill it out. That goes to the checker. Once the checker has been done, so it goes to the journal department. So what journal department do? Takes out the document and scan it. So you know so once the document has been scanned, then it goes to the DMS. So how it goes to the DMS? By using the Taiwan protocol, which is found in the scanner. Okay, so once the document is coming, so actually we have created a zoning So suppose if you click on the name column, so that where the name column isn't present in the form, so it will pops up. But the problem is that in the OCR, the OCR which we are using is of the accuracy of the OCR is 30%. Okay, because where we have sold the product to them, so the accuracy is 30%. So they wanted to increase it to at least 40%. So they are actually there was I have a team of two. So there we were day to day, and actually we come up with an accuracy of 56%. We sample out all the data, and now yeah, this is one of the things. Actually we faced a lot of challenges because we are new to the OCR. So OCR field, actually we have to make a lot of research. So this is one of the way actually we found a very challenging time. Actually
Okay.
we also got the recognition for that effort.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, Akash. I have done from my side. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, sure. Can I know like what are all the technologies being used in the project for from your experience, if I may know?
You see, it depends on your experiences and the technologies you work.
Okay.
So once you select it, then they will deploy on the project. Means
Okay,
what
okay.
kind of technologies you work and what kind of it means how much years of experience you have. Based on your all that experience, they will
Ah,
deploy the project.
okay,
There are
okay, okay,
multiple projects.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
got it.
Okay. Thanks.
Thanks,
Thanks, Akash. Thanks for
thanks for.
okay.